guys, Mr. Roxon 1990 here is going to be another video on the channel today. Something slightly different. This isn't really, well, it's not a pack opening. It's not FUT Champs gameplay. It's a little bit of a Leeds kind of video. So if you're not a fan of Leeds, then just watch it anyway. Why not? Leeds at the moment are playing some absolutely unbelievable football just on the back of the 5-0 win against Stoke. I thought to myself, I fancy having a little look at some of the cards' previous stats, and just to see kind of like where they've based around the kind of like the world and whatnot. Leeds got a number of players who've been up to obviously other clubs. A lot of Leeds players also have come through the academy. A couple of players I've missed out in this video purely because they haven't really got too much variety in their cards. There's not really much point in my opinion. I've done the majority of the players who are currently in the team and on the bench and whatnot. But a couple of players, like I said, the likes of Shackleton, who hasn't really had too many FIFA cards, players like that, haven't featured for that reason, not because I don't know who they are or anything like that. It's not the case. So we're going to start things off with Kiko Casilla. Boom, pops up on your screen right now. He's had a variety of cards, of course. Kiko Casilla's not a youngster. He's 30 plus. I'm not too sure exactly how old he is. But as you can see, his first card was FIFA 10. Now, was FIFA 10 the first year with cards on Ultimate Team? I can't even remember if I'm honest, but I definitely played it. Me being nearly 30 now, FIFA 10 I would have been, well, 20. So, in my prime, you could say, on FIFA. But, you know, he's got a silver card there. The cards look so bad back then, looking at them now, but also looked kind of good. I don't even know how that makes sense. But his first card, FIFA 10, there it is. Look at his stats, nothing in particularly amazing. His current card is in the middle of the screen, and then his best rated card is on the right-hand side of the screen. Now, Leeds have got some players who, for likes, have had, like, bronze team of the seasons and stuff like that, but for the best card on the right doesn't necessarily mean his best stat card or anything like that. It's just his best rating, what rating they got to. So Kiko Casilla got to an 81 rated for Real Madrid in FIFA 16, but his FIFA 20 card in the middle there, he peaked at 75. Now, in the comment section below, if you're a Leeds fan, let me know in the comment section below if you think next year's cards, kind of depending on what league we're in, will get big boosts or slight boosts or what. For me, Kiko Casilla will probably remain the same. Whether or not he'll remain at Leeds is up in the air as well. Of course, if we go to the Premier League, potentially he'll stay. I'm not really too sure. We might look into getting a different goalkeeper. But if he's staying in the Championship, don't think we can really afford his wages anymore. And plus, don't think he'll want to stay. Or I don't think we'll want him to stay either. He's kind of one of them goalkeepers. Good on his day. Obviously, he's banned at the minute for racism, which is just unacceptable in my opinion. Of course, everyone's opinion, and fair ban, to be honest. And we've got Meslier in goal, who is actually going to be the next one on your screens right now. Boom, Meslier or Melier or something along those lines. Apparently it's a silent S. It's difficult to say for the Rossmeister, who is not French, but there he is. Now he's one of these players you probably didn't have to include, but I thought I'd chuck him in there because he's Leeds' current goalkeeper at the minute, number 1, while Kiko Casilla is banned. And he's only had a card in FIFA 19 and FIFA 20, so his best card is the FIFA 20 card, which is an alright card, to be fair. A strong kind of low-rated silver, almost a bronze. I think obviously 64 is bronze, so he's a 66, so he's just in that silver. He is a rare silver, but his first card was a 58 bronze. I actually remember seeing that card, I don't know why. Before he signed for Leeds, I remember seeing that face. Maybe I packed him or something in FIFA 19. I can't remember. But there's Meslier for you, so pretty bog standard kind of goalkeeper. I think he's quite good in real life. I don't think he's fantastic. I think he's got a mistake in him, but he's been quite solid in the games he played recently. He goes down as a clean sheet against Stoke, but he didn't really have a lot to do. Leeds were very, very dominant in that game. On to the next one now, and this is where it gets a bit of variety in there. Liam Cooper. Now, his first card is a FIFA 12 card. Is that Huddersfield he's playing for as well? RIP. But anyway, it's a bronze card. He used to play for the likes of Hull, Chesterfield, or is that Chesterfield? Unless it's a Huddersfield badge, but I don't know. But he played for Chesterfield. I know that. We bought him from them, I'm pretty sure. But his best card there is a FIFA 19 Team of the Season card. Now, Leeds had a couple of Team of the Seasons in FIFA 19. Of course, they got a couple of Team of the Seasons in FIFA 20. But a stat which some of you probably know. I read this on Twitter earlier. Apart from Leeds' 2 Team of the Season cards this season for being currently top of the league. This video is recorded on, what is the date? It's the 10th of July. So we've just played Stoke. If you're watching this down the line, you're thinking, what is he chatting about? We're currently top of the league by 1 point. And we have no inform cards. The only special cards we've got is Ben White, Team of the Season, Calvin Phillips, Team of the Season, and Calvin Phillips League SBC card. unbelievable if you ask me, because some of our players have been unbelievably good. But that's Cooper for you. He's never really had pace, has he? Good defensive ability. Never really a card you're going to use in FIFA purely for the pace reason. His Team of the Season card back in FIFA 19, I did obviously use that card. He was all right, but of course, again, 65 pace for a centre-back in any FIFA is all right, but you're going to pick a pacier one, in my opinion, and plus he was Scottish in the Championship. Wasn't the best, easiest links to do, but that was what it was. Now, moving on to Barry Douglas here. Barry Douglas has had a variety of cards as well, hasn't he? His current card in the middle of your screen, it's not amazing, if in all honesty. It's a 73 rated card, but his stats on card don't really live up to a 73 rating, really, do they? 75 being his highest stat as passing. Of course, Barry Douglas has probably got some in-game stats of like good crossing, good free kicks, stuff like that, because that's what he's good at. I think a bit harsh, really, on some of his stats, because on his day, he's had a couple of injury problems. Of course, Barry Douglas is a phenomenal player. He was Wolves, he got a Team of the Season in FIFA 18, as you can see on your right hand side of your screen there. Very, very nice card, left wing back, also passing's high, the pace is 85, that's decent, defending's good. He's not the most physical person, don't get me wrong. 78 physical is quite decent, but he is like that wing back sort, isn't he? He's a sort who's going to run up the field, he will do his defensive duties fantastically, but that card's really, really nice, and we actually bought him off of that card, I think. Not because we saw that card, don't get me wrong, I mean, like, that was his last card at Wolves, I'm pretty sure. He's got a Dundee United left back as his first FIFA card in FIFA 12. He kind of went abroad a couple of times, didn't he? And he's had a strange kind of career, but he's back at Leeds in the Championship, potentially the Premier League, I hope. And well, do you think he'll stay if we get promoted? I think he's a good player. I really like Barry Douglas when he's on form, when he's not injured. We've got a good choice of left backs, to be honest. So I like Oski in that role. Dallas can play that role really well. Dallas is fantastic, and Douglas can also play that role really, really well, and a couple of others as well. Move on to Luke Ayling. Now, look at these cards. Luke Ayling's first cards, FIFA 11. Centre back 61 for Yeovil. Mental. And of course he goes to FIFA 19 being his best rated card of 73. His current FIFA card is 72. And I've chucked in that random picture there, which I think is maybe like his FIFA 13, FIFA 14 card, where he's got two like black eyes. It looks crazy, but he's just hanging in the corner there for the banter. But Luke Ayling again, potentially quite harsh. Yes, he's not the most rapid right back in the world, but I think 69 pace just seems harsh in my opinion. I may be being biased, but doesn't seem slow, does he? He's not, like I said, he's not rapid, but he's like a 78 sort of pace player, 80 pace sort of player in my opinion. Also a very, very solid player for us. Picked up a number of goals before lockdown, come back in from lockdown, done really, really well still, but I don't think a couple of players have kind of gone off a little bit of form. I think the lockdown came at a bad time for Ayling because he had hit peak form. He was scoring goals, he's playing phenomenal, and then the lockdown he's kind of come back to being fantastic still, don't get me wrong, but he's not doing as well in my opinion as he was, but that's not his fault in particular. But we move on to Ali Oski. He's got some funky cool cards. His first card technically would have been a 64 rated bronze for that team there, but I chucked in his Team of the Season card because I remember packing that card and I had no idea he was going to go to Leeds, but it's a cool card actually. He's got, you know, some alright stats as a bronze, Team of the Season, nutty, FIFA 17. His highest rated card, FIFA 18 there, as a right winger, 72. Same picture as well as the FIFA 17 card. EA, what are you doing? And of course he's got his current card, which you could consider his best card, but not the best rating. I think his left back does look alright. I mean, he's not got great defending, he's just got alright pace. He's an okay silver kind of left back. Again, not somebody you go out your way to use, but I think if he stays at Leeds, I think you get a nice upgrade next year, probably like a 74 silver or something like those lines. I think he's solid, isn't he? He's not like your number one starter, and also he plays left wing currently for Leeds when he starts. Again, he's another left back as well option. But I think he's due an upgrade next year for sure. Now, Berardi, this one's quite funny. I didn't realise he had a FIFA 10 card as a centre-back. He's got the same pace as he's got right now. Mental! But anyway, 70 pace across the board. He did have a right-back card in FIFA 17, his highest rated card. Technically, of course, they're both 71, but I think that right-back was more usable. Berardi being a centre-back, quite short. I don't think many people would use him in the centre-back position for a championship defender. You could probably get better in those lines, but I think Berardi's a solid player. Be a shame when he leaves. I'm not too sure if he's going to make it past this season. I think there's a couple of things that he's going to get released of his duties, which is a shame because, of course, he's one of those players. When we bought a load of random players nobody ever heard of, and they all did that thing where they chose not to play, saying they were injured, and Berardi was the only one back then who didn't go with them. and you got to respect him for that, and also respect him for the player he's been. He's been phenomenal. He's a Leeds through and through, in my opinion. He's a sort of player who'll freaking die for the shirt, sort of thing, and that is fantastic. He'll get a few red cards along the line, but that's the sort of player he is. Kind of a hothead, but he's got some funky, cool cards there. If you want to check any of these cards out, by the way, go with Footbin or something like that, Foothead, Footwiz, all them, and you can check the previous cards. It's quite cool just to have a little look at what we used to have. Apologies again if some of these cards are a bit blurry. I didn't realise that on Foothead there's a high definition button you've got to keep clicking every time you download these. So some of them are going to be high definition and some of them just won't be. That's the type of guy I am. But next, here we are. This is where it gets good. Apparently FIFA 10, that is not a FIFA 10. I apologise, that is a mis-edit right there. That Ben White is probably like FIFA 18 or something like that. I'm not too sure. It's not FIFA 10. Ben White is not that old. Okay, that's an editing fail, and I do apologise. But that's what it is. That's just me all over. But yes, we'll just forget about that. Best card, of course, this one's Team of the Season. I still use this card to this day in my main team. He'll never not be in my main team. Leeds fan, you've got to have the Leeds players in your team as much as you can. It's actually nice to be in this stage of FIFA we're in right now. I still have 2 Leeds players always in my team. I don't know about you guys, but of course Calvin Phillips being the other one. To Ben White's current card at the start of the year, I'm not going to lie right now. You can look back on my Twitter. A lot of people have a go at me for being a negative sort of person. I've followed Leeds for a number of years. I'm nearly 30, like I said, I've seen it all. I have got a negativity in me. And when we bought him in replacement to Pontus Jansson, I wasn't particularly happy. But I didn't know what he was like. I'm not Marcelo Bielsa. Bielsa, apparently, has turned this guy into absolutely fantastic. When we bought him, he probably would have been worth X amount of money. We've quadrupled the amount he's probably worth today. Fair play to him. He's done that himself on the guidance of us, or Bielsa, not me in particular. But fantastic. It's a shame that if we do get promoted or if we stay down, whatever, it's unlikely that we will be able to afford or buy Ben White outright. He is a Brighton player on loan to us, of course. He'll go back to Brighton. I don't think he'll stay at Brighton. I think there'll be some big clubs after him. He's a type of centre-back you like these days. He's not particularly muscly, but he's strong. It's strange. He's kind of like a lightweight kind of strong, but he's a ball-playing centre-back, which is huge now. Man City will probably be interested in him over Stones. I honestly think he could be going to Man City or Liverpool or someone along those lines. Hopefully, though, Leeds can muster up some money from somewhere up their ass. Or a nice little cheeky takeover. Or Ravrazani might have a bit of money. You never know. Promotion and all that. You never know. But yeah, White would be a fantastic signing for us if we could pull it off. But like I said, don't get your hopes up on that one. But next, Dallas. There he is, your boy Dallas. Your Mr. Consistent. Your Mr. Can play anywhere. As you can see across his 3 cards he's got here. He's got a left mid, a right back and a left wing back in form. Now that left wing back in form was actually, I do believe, very late on in FIFA 17, almost when you weren't playing the game anymore, possibly for like his country, Northern Ireland, I think it was, if I can remember rightly. And that left mid card there was when we signed him, actually. That was the year we signed him, because I remember buying that card as a Leeds card, using a Leeds team, and of course that card, terrible. But Dallas, when we first signed him, we signed him as a winger, and we were going through a stage and we never really had any good wingers, so it was like nice to have him in the team. And it's just weird to see that he's developed into like a... Oh, where is his position? Where would you say Dallas's main position is? He's right back as his current card at the start of the game, but of course been playing left back recently. Sometimes rocks centre mid as well. Of course he was a winger. Random, but there's all his cards there. He had that really cool inform card, like I said, 50 defending on a left wing back though. Of course I think that year he might have been a left mid or something. So defending was never really going to be high, even on an inform. But next we go to Calvin, your boy Phillips. First card, FIFA 16. He looks different, doesn't he? You can tell it's the same guy, but wow, he's changed over time. He just looks, well, his hair changed, basically. It's just weird, isn't it? But yes, Calvin Phillips' current card in FIFA is one of Leeds' gold-rated cards, which is nice at the start of the game. He had a phenomenal season last season. He's having a phenomenal season this season. Can you take Leeds to the Premier League, Calvin? That would just absolutely be unreal. What a card that FIFA 20 Team of the Season card is, by the way. Like I said before, he's another one who is currently in my team and will remain in my team for the foreseeable future until FIFA 20 ends. And hopefully, he's got to be a really nice FIFA 21 card. He's going to be like 80 odd rated, probably like 80 rated, possibly. Really good like defensive and physical and passing stats. He isn't going to rock the best of pace. He isn't a fast player. But he's like just a rock in the midfield, and he's got a pass on him. He can pick a ball out. He's got a good finish on him as well. 66 shooting could go up a bit. Oh god, I smacked me funny bone, bloody hell. But we move on. Pablo Hernandez, here we go. FIFA 10, he had a right forward Valencia card. Was that the time he was playing with like David Silva and people like that? I remember watching Pablo Hernandez back in the day. I had no idea he'd go on to play for Leeds. But weirdly, his best card is in a Leeds shirt. He's got a Team of the Season in FIFA 19 last year, which is a really, really nice card. It's quite usable as well. Obviously, you know, Hernandez is not the most rapid in the world. 86 pace even is quite slow for a Team of the Season. But his 70 pace in his regular card, he's obviously getting a bit older now, so pace it's not his strong point, but he doesn't need pace when he's as good as he is. What a player at the minute for us, and what a player he has been ever since we signed him. Massive respect for the guy, gives 100% every day, every game, or probably every day as well. He has off games, don't get me wrong. When stuff kind of goes wrong for Hernandez, it doesn't really get right. I've had games before where his passing's been off, but you got to just give him the benefit of the doubt, because when he's on form, which he is currently in massive good form, off the bench by the way, hasn't started a game for a little while, he's got a bit of an injury, comes off the bench and does magic for us. It's just unreal. Fair play to the man, you are God. We move on to Helder Costa. We've actually just signed this guy permanently for, I do believe, I'm not 100% sure, but it's like 15, 16 million, which is a lot of money for a championship signing. But he came good against Stoke, had a really, really solid game, won us the penalty, of course, scored a goal as well, and also assisted Pablo Hernandez's goal, I do believe it was. Good game. I mean, that's technically 2 assists and a goal. Don't really go down as an assist for winning a penalty, but it's technically winning the penalty, so it's quite handy. Costa did have a Monaco card. I think he also had a Benfica card and a Wolves card in FIFA 16, all that same card. We chose the Monaco one for the banter. Wolves as his best card as a right winger. Now, Costa, if he continues to perform in the next 4 games, he might well get a gold next year if we go up, to be honest. He's that type of card who'd probably be like a low rated, like a 76 to be fair. He'd probably go back to his FIFA 18 card, something along those lines. Really good player. Actually, he gets a lot of stick because obviously he's a big money signing, and he does have games where he kind of goes missing and he kind of frustrates you a little bit, but you know he's got quality in there. I think he got a bad injury for Wolves, and it kind of you kind of see it a little bit sometimes. He kind of pulls out of challenges, maybe doesn't take on a man when you think he can. You know he can. He's phenomenal. He really is worth every penny if we can get him back to the form, and if anyone can do it, it's Leeds and Marcelo Bielsa. We move on. Matthias Klick. This is a funny one. He's got a 48 rated FIFA 10 card. Mental. Look at him. I mean, that is just a terrible card, isn't it? He's a cam as well. Clicky is unreal for us. You've got a FIFA 19 in form there. As you can see, those are high definition pictures. As you can see, I finally found the button. But his current card's actually an alright centre mid as well. Not blessed with much pace. As you can see, 59 is reasonably slow, of course. But as a centre mid, I think this guy's really, really good in real life. He's gone off it a little bit with the goals, even though he's actually scored. He scored in back-to-back games, hasn't he? But I mean, like he had a really strong season last season. He's had a really strong season this season. Of course, went out on loan a couple seasons back, and we weren't sure if we were going to get him back. He looked like he was a goner, but he came back and he's proved everybody wrong. And he's an absolute baller for us. He really is strong in the centre mid. He complements kind of Calvin Phillips perfectly. He's the more like advanced sort of player. Gets in amongst it, assists, scores goals, takes up penalties as well. Good player. And he's got a strong card there. Of course, that 48 is just hilarious, but it is what it is. Move on to Adam Forshaw, who is not really in the mix for us at the minute. He's a bit injured. He has been injured for time. But he's got an Everton right mid card. Now, not the type of guy you'd want in right mid. He's very much a centre mid. He's not blessed with pace. Good on the ball. I actually think he's a really good, solid player on the ball. He's a solid centre mid. And even though his current card is 72, his best card for me was that FIFA 18 card when we first signed him. He had a solid card there. I think Lewis Baker, who we did end up loaning as well, had a really, really good Middlesbrough card in FIFA 18, which was quite expensive actually for a silver. And silvers are more usable back then, so I've put that as his best card in FIFA 18. Moving on, we get to Jackie Boy Harrison. Well, this guy is just getting good, isn't he? He's just getting good. He came from New York. Of course, Man City signed him from New York. He's playing with Lampard and stuff and Pirlo in New York, which is mental. And yeah, Man City signed him probably because that was like I don't know what that is. They got some kind of connection with them. Of course, they're the same kind of kit and all that. I don't know exactly. Maybe something to do with the owners. I'm not really too sure. But we've got him on loan, and I do believe there's an option to buy. I don't exactly know how much it is, but a lot of talk recently that he's going to be signed permanently in the coming weeks, like Costa was, possibly in lines like 11 million or like 7 million in that kind of bracket, which would be really good value if we can sign him. he's the type of player who's going to progress every single season. He puts in graft. If you saw him in the summer, in the off season, he was like training really, really hard. And I went back to Leeds. He's had 2 loan spells at Leeds now, of course. Good player. I think he could get a nice upgrade next season if he keeps up the form. He's chipping in with some goals, but it's just all-round wing play. It's just improved massively. He can take on a man. He gets crosses into the box. Again, sometimes can frustrate you, like Costa. They're kind of similar in the way sometimes it looks like it could do something more, but then you got to respect it when he's doing the goodness. And I think he's on good form recently. So we'll move on from him to Tyler Roberts. Now, Tyler Roberts not exactly had crazy cards, but I chucked him in there because he's in amongst a team at the minute. He starts games in that kind of weird. Well, it says he's a cam on FIFA 20, but it's like a centre mid role almost, where Pablo Hernandez normally plays. But it could be a cam role, who knows, with Marcelo Bielsa. He did have a striker card for West Brom in FIFA 17 when we signed him. I think we got him for like 3 million or something like that, which I never heard of him if I was honest, but I do like him. He's kind of like our backup striker, because we haven't really got many strikers at the moment, but also very, very good in that Pablo Hernandez role. Do obviously think Pablo plays a role better, of course. I think Roberts plays very strongly up front in the Bamford, where Bamford plays, but at the minute, I also think Bamford is playing really, really well, so it's a nifty one. We move on to Bamford, which is the final card. That's all of them wrapped up, but he's had some cool cards as well. Interesting fact, that best card FIFA 18 in form was for scoring a hat-trick against Leeds. Nice. Thanks, Paddy. But anyway, he's got an alright card this year. Not very usable, let's be real. But he's got a FIFA 13 card at Chelsea. Did you know he played for Chelsea? I actually did. A lot of people probably won't remember that. Of course, went to Middlesbrough, had a couple of loan spells at various clubs as well. He's having a good season, nothing fantastic. He gets a lot of hate. His all-round play, in my opinion, is really, really good. But again, another frustrating one. Misses key chances, but then scores worldies. His goal against Stoke was phenomenal. It really was a classic finish. You try doing that in the park, you're not going to do it. I know he's strong for his left foot, but to get it to bounce off both posts as a bit of banter, mental. But that's Patrick Bamford's cards wrapped up, and that is going to be the end of this video, guys. Hope you have enjoyed it. A bit of a long one. Apologies for that, but if you have enjoyed it, I like it, be absolutely fantastic. And if you're new around here, don't be afraid to subscribe. Let me know in the comment section below, who is the highest rated player your team has ever had. I'll catch you next time, and bye-bye.